feel like I need to apologize for the quality in this video. I am in the process of updating my setup, and that's why I don't have access to my ring light and all that, which is also why I have been gone for 2 weeks. So today I am filming in my kitchen table, and I am going to be showing you how I make my digital arts look like they are done traditionally. Question I'm most asked about is how I get the canvas to look like it's done on real paper, and this is actually a scanned photo of my actual watercolor paper that I use. I just got that scanned, and then what I do is insert that as a photo and then put that as the top layer, and then I set that to multiply. It's very important that this is the very top layer so that the texture is also applied on top of the brush strokes that you're going to use to paint with, and not just as the background. If you don't have access to a scanner, or you don't have this kind of paper that I use, you can actually Google some paper textures and they will show up. There's even more options to find on the internet for different kinds of paper. You can use those and experiment with which ones you will like the most. So when you start, it's very important to avoid the brushes that make very solid lines. My favorite is the 6B pencil because I feel like it has the closest look and feel to a real pencil. This is also awesome because it came pre-installed with the app. And then what you want to do is you want to calibrate these brushes to make them react like a real pencil. So you probably heard about streamlining and how this makes your lines appear smoother, but I have found that this can make them too smooth, make them look really unnatural. So what I do is lower that down to around 50%, just until it has that feeling that I want. Something that I always forget, being someone who's just started drawing digitally, is that I always forget about the tilt sensitivity and the pressure sensitivity of my pencil. So you want to take advantage of those. The Apple Pencil is very useful in that sense. So when you tilt your pencil along the side of the screen, it will actually create a softer, more broader stroke for shading, just like a real pencil would do. The same goes for its pressure sensitivity. So pressing down on it will make darker lines, and then lesser pressure would do the opposite. This next advice is a little bit general. You want to make your artwork simple, so you want to show as much of that paper texture as you possibly can. You actually want to avoid very complicated backgrounds because of that. Seeing that paper texture will be what convinces people the most that this was done traditionally, more than anything else on this video. And then you want to avoid very solid base colors, and you can use the brushes that have nice textures so that you can still see some of the paper peeking through, which is what happens sometimes when you're drawing traditionally. I like the Grunge brush for that, but again, there's more brushes you can see that are pre-installed in the app. I will be listing down all of the brushes that I used in this video on the description too. And then this next tip is to limit the smudging. I'm not saying you shouldn't smudge at all, but you want to be smart when you do that. So if you are gonna smudge, make sure you're also applying a textured brush. So even though you're smudging, you still have some texture to your painting. And this next one is a mistake that I have made before. You want to avoid too bright highlights. It must not be brighter than the actual paper. And again, I have done this before. I have actually put the highlight layer on top of the paper texture because I really wanted it super bright. And it actually ended up looking very unnatural and weird. And not like I have left some spaces on the paper as highlight like I would do sometimes traditionally. So you want to avoid doing that. And then talking about the paper texture too, you wanna turn that off until later when you start painting, because a paper texture will leave a dark cast on your canvas. So when you use the color picker, it will actually pick a darker color than what you use. So you wanna turn that off until at least after you're done painting. You want to leave out as much of the sketch layer as you can without it looking dirty or messy. So what I do is only erase out the lines that are too distracting, like if they're on the face or something important like that. And then I use a very large textured brush as my eraser, and then set the opacity down to low and just go over the whole sketch with that. There's also a bonus tip you can do, which is to edit your artwork into a photo that you took of your sketchbook to make it look like it was done on your sketchbook traditionally, which is something I have done here. That's just an extra thing you can do. Really go that extra mile to convince people that you did this traditionally. You can also do it just on Procreate, like what I'm doing now. And that is it for the whole video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was helpful. If the reception for this one goes well, I am gonna do a video that is more of an introduction to Procreate, that is geared towards traditional artists. Because before, when I was starting out, it was very hard for me to figure out digital art in general. I thought all the terminologies were very confusing. So I'm gonna be doing a video on that if this one goes well. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again soon.